The final day of group stage action. Game day 6 of 6 in Group G. Hapoel Holon against FIBA Brindisi. Season's greetings to you all. Hello from Will Downing, and still an opportunity, a big opportunity for Hapoel Holon to win this group, but they need a victory tonight. They need a defeat for Cluj against Darüşşafaka in a match getting underway at the same time, of course. Has to be simultaneous finishes. Hapoel Holon coached by an Italian, Maurizio Buscaglia, in deep conversation with his opposing coach tonight, Francesco Vitucci. Brindisi can still themselves make it into the play-ins, but they need to win tonight, and they need Darüşşafaka to lose. Brindisi finishing second in Serie A last season. This campaign, they're in 6th spot, a 7-5 record domestically. Nick Perkins has been their top scorer in the last 4 Basketball Champions League encounters, rattling up a tally of 79 points, just about averaging 20 points per game in his last 4. As Hapoel Holon, 3rd in the Super League last season in Israel, and 3rd there right now with a 6-4 record. Gray, Kaiser, Miscaf, Johnson and Ragland have top scored in 5 encounters to date. 3-2 their record in the Basketball Champions League so far this season. For Brindisi, it's 1-4, but if they manage to grab a victory here, then they can grab potentially a chance to play in to the playoffs. It's a big victory though for Hapoel Holon in Italy when they met on match day 1, 88-61 the margin of victory. It was an absolute thumper, so Brindisi know they're up against it today. They had a really decent victory the weekend though in Serie A over Treviso, a belter, 99-95. But they've only won that 1 of the last 7 games. They've been beaten 6 in a row before that slender victory at the weekend. Eight wins in 17 games across Serie A and Europe so far this season for Brindisi. 9-6 overall, 9 wins in 15 for Hapoel Holon between the domestic league, the Israeli Super League and the Basketball Champions League. Decent crowd as well at the Holon Toto Hall, more than a decent crowd. So what happens in Turkey has a major bearing on what happens here, of course. Hapoel beat Cluj home and away. Cluj, on the other hand, with 2 decent wins over Brindisi at a 5- and 10-point margins respectively. Not maybe as big as could be expected. Brindisi reached the playoffs last season, the round of 16, the playoffs, the second group stage. Hapoel Holon went around beyond that, but beaten in the quarterfinals by San Pablo Burgos by 9 points, who went on to win it. Bucalia and Vitucci, two men who know each other fabulously well from almost 30 years of jousting, mainly in Serie A, and now in Europe too. Referees tonight are Wojciech Niska of Poland, Zdravko Rutasic of Montenegro, and Elias Kunelis of Cyprus. Hapoel have been scoring well so far this season. Brindisi's starting five: Adrian, Perkins, Clark, Chappell and Nick Perkins, starting along with Josh Perkins. Had to be the case that Nick Perkins would start. Frank Vitucci, in his 5th season with Brindisi, the twice Italian Coach of the Year, including 2021. And the starters for Hapoel Holon: Steve Zack, Joe Raglan, Chris Johnson, Frederick Boudillon and Rafi Menko. Zack and Johnson from the United States, Joe Raglan, who represents Liberia, and Maurizio Bucalia back in charge in the summer, in the Israeli summer, having been in charge of Brescia last season and the Netherlands for a couple of seasons too. So it all comes down to this. It has to be a home win from a Hapoel Holon point of view, otherwise they are in the play-ins. And a win for them means they may well win the group. But if they do win, then certainly Brindisi are completely eliminated. So there's so much at stake for them as well tonight. So we'll definitely keep a very strong eye out at what's happening in the Darüşşafaka against Cluj outing, and that is scheduled to start at the same time as this. Only the group winners guaranteed to be into the round of 16, then the teams that finish second and third in the groups, they will be in the play-ins for the playoffs the first 2 weeks of January. We go to a game 3, that'll be played the 3rd week of January, and then the groups will begin. 4 groups of 4. Winner of this Group G will be in with Malaga in the round of 16, and 2 of the other play-ins winners to be determined. Keep an eye out. We'll keep you posted with the other scores around Europe. But this is Steve Zack as Hapoel Holon come forward immediately and score immediately. Cracking start, brilliant score. Chris Johnson on the money, and Hapoel are 2-0 up. Brindisi's turn to respond through Wes Clark's got it back towards Jeremy Chappell. Chappell goes for a long 2 and misses. And Rafael Menko keeping alive for Hapoel Holon. Excellent opening score by Chris Johnson though. And here we go again. This time it's Joe Ragland with a brilliant 3-pointer for 5-0. And Hapoel have started absolutely magnificently. It's a positive start. It's just what would be required. Brindisi have gone long and missed again. Opportunities for Bourdillon. He goes for the 3. Doesn't get it this time. Wes Clark it. Rebounds 2 and away by Josh Perkins. And Brindisi trying to get themselves back on terms, but a very poor pass. Intercepted by Steve Zack, and Chris Johnson can get things rolling again. Well, they have been blinding today. 5-0 it is. Darüşşafaka are 2-0 up on Cluj, incidentally, so things are falling into place for Hapoel Holon. They've met 3 times previously, and Hapoel Holon have won all 3, and that will help. Brilliant 3-pointer, Joe Ragland. 5-0 straight away. Excellent block by Nathan Adrian, and to bring it all the way through, Brindisi are off the mark through Jeremy Chappell. Well, that's fine. They would require a bit more of that. Good defensive rebound by Wes Clark. Absolutely magnificent stop by Nathan Adrian, with Brindisi bringing it away through Jeremy Chappell to score. But the response from the 2008 Israeli League champions, absolutely instant, and Johnson's done it again. Chris Johnson, who got the opener, makes it 7-2. Solid 5-point lead for Hapoel. That's the sort of one that Brindisi need to make work, and they've done it through Clark. Decent long-range 2-pointer, but look at that instantly. Hapoel with the response. That was straight in by Menko. It was on the way in, and it reached the highest point. Ragland made the assist. Menko's layup on the way home, and it's 9-4. Hapoel happy with their solid start. Good record from the field goals so far. 6 attempts, they've scored 4. That includes a 3-pointer. Perkins getting it short. No luck, no joy, no success. Bourdillon now. Long towards Joe Ragland. Ragland, the Liberian. Here's a great chance, and Johnson for 3, and he's nailed it absolutely. Chris Johnson on 7 points already, and Hapoel Holon are coasting. A brilliant effort. Went for it from the corner, scored it, and Brindisi are in big trouble. Timeout called straight away after only barely 3 minutes play. Johnson popping up with 7 points so far. And that's so shrewd by Raglan to get it out wide to Johnson, and further punishment. Raglan had got the first three-pointer of the contest. 4 assists already. Hasn't added on to that low score so far. At the moment, Hapoel Holon are very, very happy. It's been an early struggle from Brindisi, but Francesco Vitucci trying to get them back in the straight and narrow. Buscalia, 6 years younger than his opposite Italian coach this evening. Josh Perkins drawing the foul off Rafael Menko. That's his first foul. And Brindisi score again. Decent from Wes Clark, and he's drawn the foul as well off Steve Zack. Zack and Menko with fouls so far. Clark and Perkins likewise for Brindisi from the free throw line. Got the first. Got the second. 12 points to 6, double scores it is. 2 fouls each it is. Not far off the midway point of this opening quarter in Israel. At the Holon Toto Hall. 5,500 it holds. That's rolled through, and Hapoel will hold on to possession. 5 left on the shot clock. Chance for 3 from Menko, and it's fantastic! His first three-pointer of the night. It is a third for Hapoel already. 15 points to 6. Look at Raglan's 5 assists as well. He's been on the spot. He's got one of those three-pointers as well to his name. And a miss. Chappell tried to lay it up and failed to get it through. It's a 9-point advantage. That's bad enough for Brindisi early on. It could get worse. It's short for Steve Zack. Zack has still got 10 seconds. Good supply for Menko to put it home. And the lead is in double figures now. 17 to 6. Menko's on 7 points. Johnson on 7. That's a try for 3. Not quite enough fade. And here come Hapoel once more. And they're toying with Brindisi a little bit here. Here's Raglan's trying to get the shot away. The whistle's gone for the foul. He's drawn the foul well as Raglan. Menko with the 2-pointer. Further salt in a growing wound. Perkins with the personal foul. That is his second for Brindisi. It's their third in total of the quarter. That's home by Raglan for the first. 18 points to 6, a lead of 12 already. Brindisi have just got to beware that it doesn't get much worse than this. They've started quite poorly. Raglan 5 points now, 19 to 6. Brindisi currently lying in 6th place in Serie A, runners-up last season. It earned Francesco Vitucci his second Italian Coach of the Year award, having done it previously with Varese in 2013. He'd been a league winner with them, with Serie B with Venezia before they had serious financial trouble in the late 90s and went pop. That's a good pop shot though from Perkins, from Nick Perkins. 2 points to his name. Leading scorer in the last 4 European outings for Brindisi. And they'll need that from him again, but with a lot more than what they currently have. Hapoel Holon had a really weird situation in which they had 7 players hitting double figures in terms of scores and still lost to Cluj by 5. 106 to 101, that was a belter. Brindisi now with 4 fouls. Wes Clark, another one against him. That's his second. Perkins, 2 against him as well. So Clark will be benched for now. Brindisi won't be allowed any more fouls either. It is still 4:27 to go in this opening quarter. So they are in a spot of bother. They're in foul trouble. They're in trouble on the board. They're in trouble all over the place. And they're going to concede again. And it's been put there by Budion. 4 of their 5 starters have now scored, and Hapoel Holon are absolutely gliding. Menko made the assist. Chance for 3 from number 3. Josh Perkins didn't score, and well, Steve Zak, genuine disbelief. Foul against him. His second. Hapoel aren't in general foul trouble yet. Nick Perkins drew the foul, and Hapoel were ready to just steam up court again. Get another coast-to-coast going. The attempt missed by Nick Perkins. The shooting overall so far from Brindisi has been abominable. 3 out of 9. No successful 3-pointers yet either. And Johnson now puts Hapoel Holon in foul trouble. Zak will sit down for the moment, just has to calm down a little bit potentially. But Hapoel lead by 13, and Kyle Kaiser is on. Now they've got a 3. Now they've got one. Rudivo. Their first successful one of the night, and the gap is down to 10. But Hapoel just keep on banging on the door, and Menko with 2, and he's up to 9 points now. And the lead is back up to 12. Sides haven't been level once so far. It is an impressive advantage. The attempt long by the line, a long 2, missed out. 3 minutes to the end of the first quarter, and further talking twos surely on the way. Lovely layoff. Menko with the score. Two fouls against Zak, 1 each against Chris Johnson and Menko. From a Hapoel Holon point of view, every foul from now on will be punished on the free throw line in this quarter. It's short up for Joe Ragman, for Menko. Chris Johnson again, another chance for 3, and it's there. Fantastic by Budion, and he'll get the extra shot too. And the lead is 15. Josh Perkins with the foul, and Budion with the 3-pointer. Josh Perkins now has 3 fouls against his name already in this first quarter. Couldn't be going much worse for them, frankly. And that's been put away by Budion. 6 points now for him, and the gap is a whopping 16 points. 4 3-pointers for them as well. Brindisi using up all their fouls and now being punished from the free throw line. But at least they have scored through Mattia Udom. That's his first score tonight. And Ragland now punished his first foul. An offensive foul as well, a little bit needless, and well, that's their 5 fouls now. Adler's replaced Raglan for the moment for Hapoel Holon, but their advantage, their dominance has been quite supreme so far in this opening quarter. It's a cross by Alba, and that's another foul just as the shot was coming in from Menko. And Brindisi, I'm afraid to say, from their point of view right now, are all over the place. As if they haven't been fouling enough. It was Perkins, Nick Perkins this time. And that's his second personal foul. Punished by Menko. First time around, he's on 10 points in this opening quarter. The lead is 15. It's 2 free throws. He was just inside the 2-point line. And he's got that on to 11. The lead is back to 16. 29 plays 13. And he can rest for the moment. "110 seconds to the end of the first quarter, and it surely at the moment can't come fast enough for Vitucci, the Brindisi coach. The attempt coming from Nick Perkins. And Kaiser of the United States interrupting, and that's his first foul of the night. Nick Perkins drawing it. It's been quite scrappy in patches in this opening quarter. So Nick Perkins' first attempt missed. Didn't need that. That's their first miss from the free throw line. They've got the previous 2. Perkins again. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. He's had 2 goes at it, he's missed both. And things are going from bad to worse for Brindisi in this first quarter at least. It's with Guy Panini, with Adam Smith. Smith short. Panini again. And an attempt for a decent long-range effort from Kaiser. It didn't drop, it was on the buzzer. He would have been okay, and it would have been a further 3 points at Hapoel Holon. Udom goes for 3, doesn't get it. Brindisi really are struggling. He got the defensive rebound as well last time out. The gap remains 16. 36% success rate for the Italian side so far. Hapoel are on song. They're on top by a long way. Smith, 3 seconds left. Smith still going, couldn't get it. Oh, and on the follow through, it was just missed as well. It was adventurous from Chris Johnson. He couldn't pull it off. Now the chance for 3 is good for Brindisi, and they really needed that from Redivo. He's got 2 3-pointers, and it's a 13-point game. 29 plays, 16. Brilliant jump shot by Redivo. The assist from Udom. And that's done. That's beyond the shot clock. That's the time violation, certainly. They'll wind it back to 2.5 seconds or thereabouts. Shot definitely came after the clock had wound down. Certain of that, pretty much. So Brindisi will have possession, and they'll have 2 seconds to try and get something spectacular. Hey, we had a brilliant buzzer beater last night from way, way out. wasn't just downtown, it was way out in the countryside. It was crossing a border. Well, actually, Redivo has fouled there. Ridiculously. I can't believe he's done that. And Hapoel Holon could punish even further. It was on Chris Johnson. Just as the shot was being missed. Dear me, they're having a collective nightmare. Chris Johnson waiting on the free throw line. The appeal from Vitucci, he's saying presumably it's time over, but it's not. There was still 2.5 seconds left when time was running out, and just before time ran out on the shot clock for Hapoel Holon, Redivo weighed in with the foul on Chris Johnson, which he didn't need to do. But just reviewing it on the tape, and that 1 second, it's not quite as generous as it should have been. Anyway, no generosity from Chris Johnson because he scored this. No let up for Brindisi at all. Chris Johnson onto 8 points. 30 for Hapoel in this opening quarter. It's not another. Brindisi can try and respond, and there wasn't even an attempt at a long shot from Zanelli, the Brindisi captain. They are shell-shocked. They are being hammered. End of the first quarter. Hapoel Holon 30, Brindisi 16. Brindisi down in the 40s in terms of their points getting. Hapoel in the 60s, and the free throws gloriously high. They are well in control at the end of the first quarter. So the situation in Group G is like this. The two teams in contention to win the group are winning, and winning quite well. Hapoel Holon leading by 14 points against New Muscat Brindisi here. Meanwhile, in Turkey, it is Darüşşafaka 26, Cluj 32. So if it stays like that, Cluj will win the group. Hapoel would finish second, Darüşşafaka third, and Brindisi fourth, and would leave with our best wishes. So the second quarter about to get underway in Israel. It is Holon Toto Hall, and Hapoel lead by 14. So far it's been Hapoel against hapless. Brindisi need a much better second quarter. Surely they will say it's not representative of how they played all season. Opportunity with the three-point shot from Nathan Adrian, and it's gone wrong. Nathan Adrian missing with the two-point jump shot. He's back in for Nick Perkins, while Hapoel have brought Frederick Boudion back on for Chris Johnson. Short for Adam Smith. Kaiser again, Smith. Panini brought in wide on the right, chance for a long two-point jump shot, which Smith wasn't able to nail this time. Looking for a double this season. He's not been able to get one yet for them. Oh, that's a fabulous one. Maybe for Brindisi a sign of better things to come. They needed it. They've got the extra three-pointer. It's come from Mattia Udom. And he's on 5 points now. And important for Brindisi that they were to get the opening score of the second quarter, and even more important that it would be a three-pointer for them. Nibbled it back to an 11-point gap at the moment, but Hapoel have been far superior to them, as they were when they met in Italy earlier in the season. Another chance, yes! Udom's got another three! Fantastic shooting, 6 points straight away, right at the start of this second quarter for Brindisi, and they really needed that. Fantastic. It's Mattia Udom twice in a row.
2-3 for us. We have to protect the top like this. And remember, keep the side. It's ice, okay? It's one man-to-man. So I call man-to-man. All the horns set. Sheen was good. But after the give and go, Freddy, okay, you Freddy pass the ball. Guy, from the dribble, ball on the top and double eye. You and Kai, double eye, because like this, they are like this. It's one matchup. It's like man-to-man. It's okay. After one give and go, double eye. Come on. Hey.
Well, they've needed this, and they've needed Udom putting on a one-man show at the moment. They need a few more Udoms out in the court right now, frankly. First one was a, second one was almost a carbon copy. Two excellent strikes right down the middle from Mattia Udom. And not a moment too soon. More of the same required for them, no doubt about it. So Joe Ragland, who got 5 points in that opening quarter, nothing for Hapoel Holon yet in this second. But a foul drawn. There's Panini. Missed by Kaiser, the first attempt from the free throw line. That against Jeremy Chappell, and that will make it his first foul of the night. Made that count. First score of the night for Kaiser. 9-point game. Hapoel maintaining their control, maintaining their really good advantage. But as it stands, the scoreline currently coming from Turkey going against them, and it means we'd see them in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks. In the first 2 weeks, certainly of January. There are a couple of deferred group games that are taking place a few days after Christmas Day. It's Panini again, lovely pass through, and right under the basket, missed this time by Kaiser. Had to pivot the body quickly, something that Nathan Adrian's been able to do successfully. Short pass by Udom, here's Chappell, scores! Now he's on 4 points. Well, there's a comeback on. And Brindisi have improved immeasurably from how things were going for them in the first quarter. They've outscored Hapoel by 8 points to 1 so far. And it stays that way. Boudion with the 3-point attempt missed. And on the way, it's Chappell. 6 points to Jeremy Chappell, and we're down to a 5-point game, and Brindisi have improved massively. They had to, because frankly, they couldn't be as bad again. in the second quarter as they were in the first. Oh, that's a big giveaway! Massive giveaway! Great chance on the run, and it's Zanelli to score, the captain! His first of the night, and it's a three-point game. Well, this is incredible. It looked men against boys in the first quarter, and now suddenly Brindisi have shown great fortitude, brilliantly intercepted by Zanelli. He saw it coming, great vision, went all the way and scored it. That's a lot more like it from Brindisi. They've reached 2 of the last 3 cup finals in Italy. They were beaten in the semi-finals last season. Ragland for Hapoel, he's got it. And finally, they've got another on the board. And that's their first successful field goal of the second quarter, and it's taken almost 4 minutes to arrive. It's extraordinary. It was the first quarter that they would have wished had never ended, because the momentum is all with Brindisi now. Following the quick pep talk at the end of the first quarter, and Udom now is on 10 points. He's got 8 in this quarter, and it's a three-point game again. And for the first time, it's become a game, it's become a contest. Zach short for Ragland, goes for a long three, fantastic! Brilliant three-pointer, and that was Adam Smith with it. His first score of the contest doubles the margin, doubles the advantage. 5 three-pointers for them. It is their first of this quarter, and it's a 6-point game, and in a way, normal services resumed. Smith finding the right place, and boy, did he find the right place. Followed it up with a personal foul, though. That is his first of the night. Following the Brindisi offensive rebound, and they've got possession back too. Here's Udom, chance for 3 again. Oh, so close for Zanelli, but Brindisi are back being competitive. Budion out, Johnson back in, by the way. Hapoel leading by 6. Cluj by 5 in Turkey. Away at Darüşşafaka, 44-39. And they've got 3:39 to go before half-time. The stats are blanked out. Running repairs have been initiated. We should just be about ready to resume once they've got all the technicals back. Don't want anybody getting a clean slate with a bunch of fouls to the name already. It means a chance for on-court tactical assessments. Rare luxury Hapoel have in this situation. It's a belting atmosphere. It's like an Istanbul atmosphere or an Athens atmosphere. Lithuanian atmosphere. Play held up. Our statistics, by the way, our system okay, so I think it's only from a public level that the referees can glance at. Resetting the shot clock again for Brindisi. So Jeremy Chappell to get things up and running again. He'll go for a 3, and he just couldn't quite nail it. Couldn't quite turn it home. Where the opportunity Good awareness, got himself into the right place, but the shot wasn't on. Not this time. Would have cut the gap to 3, which is a position, frankly, we might not have thought Brindisi would have been in once we reached the end of the first quarter, because they'd scored 16, which was all right, but they'd been very poor apart from that. Hapoel have been very much on it tonight, and a fantastic three-point play. Menko now leaps up to 14 points. His first score of this quarter, and it was a beaut. They've scored 2 3-pointers in a row. There's a long 2 potentially coming here, and just missed up from the long layup. Instead, it's Adam Smith trying to make his way through. Visconti had missed a 2-point play. Steve Zack with a defensive rebound. Got Hapoel coasting up court again. That was a fantastic effort by Menko. 14 points for him. Chris Johnson with 8, 7 for Raglan. They've spread the scores around well, and remember they had 7 players. You're not with us earlier, as Menko goes for another one, and he's missed this one. They had 7 players in their loss away to Cluj. 7 players hit double figures. Very high scoring across the board, but then Cluj came along and scored more. Menko with his second foul tonight. There's nobody really in foul trouble for them yet this evening. 2 for Zack, 2 for Menko now. On the opposing side, 2 for Josh Perkins, 2 for Nick Perkins, 2 for Wes Clark. Smattering of ones along the way. 4:28 to half-time. Hapoel Holon leading by 9. There will be another technical stop. There are so many elements that we expect to work constantly all the time, and usually they do. Like the football branded water, by the way. And Visconti held up. The frustrations will mount for Brindisi. And not just for them, but for a lot in the stadium. You'd like to see a bit of action. Tell you what's happening action-wise in Turkey. Darüşşafaka 45, Cluj 44. That would really mix up the group. And timeouts are going to be called. They've been waiting on the calls for a little bit too long. Fantastic three-pointer by Menko, excellent. And, well, just agony for Brindisi, just as they were clawing themselves back into the contest. So the situation right now in terms of the group is Hapoel would go above Cluj. Would go there on points difference. A Cluj win and they win the group. If Cluj lose, then they would need to rely on Hapoel Holon to lose as well. Brindisi are facing a kind of a mission impossible to stay in the competition. Need to win by a good margin, need to rely on Darüşşafaka to lose strongly, and right now the Turkish side are in front. Chance for Johnson, goes for three, doesn't get it. Short for Ragland, now a chance for three for Smith, and he couldn't put it away either. But Hapoel Holon keep rebounding well offensively. That's 3 possessions in a row that they've had, and Brindisi haven't been able to hold on to the ball themselves. Will they be punished? Oh, they won't be, surely. No, that's time gone. Buzzer had gone before Johnson released. Smith took too long, should have had a shot himself. Johnson wants that reviewed. I think it would be a waste of a review, personally. I think it was quite obvious the time was up. So Adam Smith off again. So it remains a 9-point contest. Which is good news for Brindisi at the moment, particularly if they could have got that three-pointer away and they missed out. Boudion back on for Smith, by the way. For Hapoel, it's across from Ragland, and just Zach couldn't put it away. But they've retained possession again. They keep forcing quick turnovers. That was glorious by Zach. Reverse pass, Johnson there. And a magnificent score. It's his first of this second quarter. He's got 10 points. And Hapoel lead now by 11. It's with Nick Perkins. Now he's scored. And he's doubled his tally to 4. So it goes back to single figures again of a lead, 9 points. And Brindisi have scored as much in this second quarter as they did in all of the first, but they've got to be where. Defensive rebound going their way. Josh Perkins, it's inside towards Nick Perkins. Still a lot left in the shot clock. Zach holding him up. It's back for Josh Perkins, goes for 3, no joy. Almost perfect. And Chris Johnson draws the foul. And Brindisi won't be allowed any more in this quarter. Zach, clever, very clever. Nick Perkins with the personal foul, and that's his third. He's the first to hit 3 tonight. Joe Ragland gets it into the paint for Zach, who scores his first of the night. And Hapoel's lead goes back to double figures again. They're keeping their noses well out in front. And right now there's just nothing denying them. They're looking good, but that's a beauty. Brindisi are staying above water through Nick Perkins. 6 points for him tonight. 8, his lowest tally. That coming in there, hammering at home by 27 points at the hands of Hapoel. In match day 1, he's scored at least 16 points per game since then, and he got 26 in the 10-point loss away at Cluj. Here's a chance for 3. It didn't quite go away for Ragland, though. Might have another pop at it. 55 seconds to go to half-time. Nick Perkins, the 25-year-old from Michigan, will sit down for the moment. Boudion from the free throw line. No success. It was the foul against Nathan Adrian. His first foul of the night. Jeremy Chappell in for Nick Perkins. Second try for Boudion, and he's got that. 7 for him tonight then, and the lead is 10. Brindisi will be punished from here on in for any more fouling before half-time. Wiley running of the clock and the ball roll before getting possession, and that's worked well. Nice move. It's been put away well by Nathan Adrian for his first score of the night. They're keeping in touch, Brindisi. 8 points behind Hapoel Holon. Messing with the clock a little bit. One clock rolling, the other wasn't. Remains an 8-point game, approaching half-time. Cluj are back in front in Turkey at half-time away at Darüşşafaka 49, Cluj 51. So as it stands, Cluj would win the group, and Hapoel Holon would be in second place. At the moment, the second placer in this group would play the third placer in Group H, which is finished, and that's Beşiktaş. That would be tasty. The third placer in this group, currently Darüşşafaka, would face the defending champions, San Pablo Burgos, who finished second in the group, were edged out by Rytas of Lithuania. Foul called against Brindisi. Foul called, I think, here by Josh Perkins. The 26-year-old from Denver, Colorado. In by Benini. His first score of the night. Josh Perkins now has 4 fouls against him. That is very costly. In again by Pinini, and that is 2 out of 2 for a 10-point advantage. And I wonder if there's trouble for Vitucci here for a technical. Yep, technical against Josh Perkins. So here we go again. This is the second of the 2. And it's there by Panini. It's that technical added on top. Josh Perkins in a lot of trouble. And at this stage, so too are Brindisi. They've called the timeout. We are pretty much just on half-time. Still 3 seconds left on the clock, and Hapoel lead by 11. Don't have time to go for something dramatic. It was well cut out by Chris Johnson. And we've reached the end of the second quarter. The turnover against Brindisi, Johnson claiming it, and it's 11-point gap at half-time. Hapoel Holon 47, New Basket Brindisi 36. Percentages have gone up from Brindisi in terms of the 2-point shooting, 3-point not so much. Hapoel are rebounding better. They lead at half-time by 11 points, 47 to 36. Menko, top scoring for Hapoel at the moment with 14, and then Chris Johnson with 10. But Hapoel Holon at the moment well in control.
try to get something. Stewart, he puts it up, nails it! What a finish to the third quarter in Cluj. Wow, how big will that end up being? Disney need to work fast. The pass to Gankiewicz. Oh, goodness me, the two-handed rim rocker.
Game clock and the shot clock is probably now moves up to 15 points, but Mike probably will. Well, what a pass in the lane. That is EA beautiful pick and roll there between Ian Hummer and Nikos Papas. Evharisto.
They're not going to stand around. They're going to push it quickly. And it goes to Eric. Look out. Oh! A hammer. He gets it to Riley. He doesn't have time. He puts it up. He loses it. Yes! Unreal! Ike are out. And Vefriga has stunned Treviso at the buzzer. Wow!
It's been a brilliant night so far for Rafimenko. He's scored 14 points so far for Hapoel Holon, who lead at the break at home against Brindisi by 47-36. So as it stands, they would win the group because Darüşşafaka are doing them a massive job, massive help, leading Cluj at half-time in Turkey by 58-55. Darüşşafaka, they wouldn't be doing themselves a massive favour. They would be staying in third place. They would be getting the tough draw against the side who won the last two Basketball Champions League. San Pablo Burgos, Mattia Udom with 10 points so far for Brindisi, their top scorer. 6 each for Lucio Redivo, Jeremy Chappell and Nick Perkins. And Nürnberg are currently leading Galatasaray by 37-34 in Group E. That is midway through the second quarter, and all of these matches are available to watch, depending on your territory, on the Basketball Champions League YouTube. Just nip to championsleague.basketball for all of the live stats and all of the live pictures from every single game. Hapoel have had a time of it in the first half. Beaten at the weekend in the Israeli Super League by Hapoel Eliot by 72-90 here. 7-point win at home to Darüşşafaka last week. 6-4 currently in third place in the Super League domestically. Won the Balkan League Championship last season, by the way. Beat Academic Plovdiv of Bulgaria in the grand final, 91-75. Twice cup winners, 09 and 2018. Runners-up of the League Cup final in 2020, and winners of the league, the one and only time, 2008. Four times they've been in the decisive final in Israel. In terms of the Champions League quarter-finalists last year, there was San Pablo Burgos who interrupted their run. Now they might meet again in the play-ins. The first couple of weeks of January, the way it's looking, the three-point attempt missed straight away, and it's fallen invitingly for Nick Perkins for Brindisi. Chris Johnson with the original three-point attempt to try and open up a 14-point advantage, but it could go back to single figures again. A couple of attempts missed. Decent steal by Alessandro Zanelli to try and get Brindisi up again. And Nick Perkins has fouled, and I make it 4 fouls for him now. And it is 4 fouls for him. Remember the situation Josh Perkins getting himself into with 4 personal fouls and a technical. Bourdion taking his time. Steve Zack drawing the foul, and the Brindisi frustrations are mounting up. 2 fouls in the opening minute of this quarter, and they don't need that. Devo getting too close, his personal foul on Chris Johnson, and that's his first of the night. Chance for three for Johnson! Chris Johnson delivers! Just as he was threatening to do a few moments ago. 13 points for him, and the lead for Hapoel is 14 right at the start of the second half. This is what they were looking to do. It's Chapel, fabulous. And Brindisi responding kind. Chapel onto 9 points, and it's his first three-pointer of the night. 4th overall for Brindisi. And they've got the defensive rebound too, to Jeremy Chapel. Redivo. Chapel kept going, trying to size up Adrian for three. Still got plenty of time in the shot clock. Redivo. Chance for Perkins. A couple of good attempts from Udom from that central position for threes, and it's Adrian who's in there, and Brindisi have scored. Nick Perkins making the layup. Not seen a lot of Miles Carter tonight so far. He comes on for the first time. Carter in, and Nick Perkins out for the moment. Nick Perkins' last contribution for the time being. He's on 8 points, but he's also on 4 fouls. And that's a decent response back for Hapoel Holon. Put in by Joe Ragland, now on to 9 points. His first score of this third quarter and first score of this second half. It's an 11-point lead again. And it'll stay that way for the moment. Chris Johnson with the defensive rebound. Foul by Zanelli, his first by the Brindisi captain. Ragland is doing quite the job so far. 9 points to him. Johnson with 13, Rafamenko with 14. Ragland holding it up. Oh, that's a brilliant thought of an alley-oop. Zach just caught out, but it was almost a three for Menko anyway. Recovered well by Nathan Adrian. Brindisi recovering in time. Zinelli. Chance for three, Redivo, who got to very early on, and they were responding right at the end of the first quarter. And that's a good piece of rebound play by Chapel. He's in double figures. He's scored 11 now. And it's down to 9 points. But Hapoel have been happy to keep Brindisi well behind. It's not arm's length. It's almost like a great big flagpole length. Brindisi just haven't come close to Hapoel all night. They've trailed by around 10 points for much of the evening, but that's a beautiful three from Nathan Adrian. His first three of the night, and suddenly we're down to 6. It's one of the tightest margins. It had been 3 for a little bit in the last quarter. Fabulous score. Gorgeous score. Very nice. Now, Darüşşafaka are leading Cluj 66-61. So Hapoel Holon are again on their way to winning this group. It's with Albert, goes for three and gets it. Fantastic. His first score of the night, and it's brilliant by Albert. Played a couple of minutes in the first half, gets the three. Now that he's got a chance to play a more significant role in the second half. And the gap is 9 once more. Decent attempt, just missed. Hapoel haven't really made a mess of many of those so far tonight, so I wouldn't unduly worry about that too much. Nine-point lead here. Cluj are trailing by 4 in the other key game at the top of this group, and it is wide open who will win this group. This game hasn't been wide open for a while, but that would help. A brilliant three-point shot. Zinelli gets his first of those tonight. Made a two-pointer in the second quarter, and now he's made it a six-point game again. It's Zach getting it back. Drew the foul, put it home. Menko gets the points and might add one more on. 16 points for Menko now tonight, on the way to scoring. The foul by Radivo, and he's on 2. Neither of the Perkins on court at the moment. It's tentative times. From the free throw line, Menko to make it 17 for him, and a 9-point lead for Hapoel Holon. He's having a brilliant time of it. Hapoel must have some awareness of what's happening in Turkey right now, with Darüşşafaka leading Cluj by 4. That was a lovely, nice layup attempt. It could go for 3 here. Here goes Visconti. Couldn't put it away. Brindisi are getting chances, and quite a lot of them unduly from Hapoel Holon. Brindisi could have been finished a long time ago, and Hapoel well out of sight. But they've allowed them back in on occasion. Here's Bourdion. No joy. Maybe now. Not now. It's been called as a Hapoel ball, though. Hapoel are keeping their side of the bargain up. And this scoreline, Brindisi were definitely last 16 and been beaten home and away by Hapoel Holon last season. Here they're attempting to reach the last 24. But right now, they are going out in the group stage. They would need to win, Darüşşafaka would need to lose, and there would need to be a massive points turnover as well, by the way. They're 30 points behind in points difference, Brindisi, so they obviously would need a 15-point win. Darüşşafaka would need to lose by the same amount. And right now, Darüşşafaka leading Cluj by 4, by 68 to 64. Double teaming going on, involving Bourdion. Adrian drawing the foul. Bourdion committing his first foul of the night, and it's Hapoel's first foul of this third quarter. Brindisi already of 4 and allowed no more. Visconti to Zinelli. Adrian, chance for 3! And it is there! Excellent by Visconti! And that's his first score of the night. Well, they're getting the points tally up. 7 3-pointers for Brindisi. 8 for Hapoel now. It's a turnaround in that sector, definitely. But Hapoel just have that knack of getting the right scores at the right time. And Joe Ragland's done it again. Their 9th three-pointer. They've been ace at that tonight. Might be another attempt at that coming from Brindisi here. Nathan Adrian was looking at the options. There is a chance for 3. Ooh, it's well long, but rebounding effectively, Nathan Adrian. He's up to 7 points. It was mishandled. Hapoel have the 7-point lead, and it might become 10. It wouldn't go home in the first time of asking. Ragland with a 3-point try. Johnson then going in. Johnson's offensive rebound. There's been the foul. Ragland didn't quite put the 3-point play away, but the foul called. That was the previous score from Adrian. Important. as Brindisi still have openings in the game. Udom with his first foul of the night. Seven-point game. Johnson from the free throw line. With Darüşşafaka leading Cluj by 4 still. 2:25 to go in the third quarter there. First attempt missed by Johnson. The second one is okay. He's made it on to 14 points. And it is an 8-point game again. Hapoel have been strong. Brindisi allowed no more fouls, of course. We go to the free throw line each time from here, and they keep doing this to themselves. It's Nathan Adrian. Oh, and it's a quick rob. And here goes Chris Johnson. Chance to go all the way, coast to coast, and he's done it. Johnson scores. It's a 10-point lead, and Johnson hits 16 points tonight. And Hapoel are back in firm control. There have been moments when Brindisi have cut the gap to 3 points, to 4 points, to 5. And Hapoel just keep punishing them big time. Another good defensive rebound claimed by Raglan. He's got it up. Here's Raglan now. Goes for 3, didn't score it. Now maybe a chance from long range. That wouldn't go home either. Decent opportunity. It was Menko this time. What a chance. What a chance. It was Kaiser with the defensive rebound. Originally made its way up to Raglan, couldn't get the 3-point play in, and then Menko missing another 3-pointer. Udom had claimed it well. Here goes Visconti, gliding through, pirouetting through. Johnson catching him. That's his second foul. Hapoel are not in foul trouble at all, either in this quarter or individually, and they've nobody beyond 2 fouls yet. It is extraordinary, and that was Johnson's second. And that was Johnson's breakaway moments ago. Gorgeous score, he's having a night of it. Udom thought about the 3, and now Adrian will do the same, but he won't put it away. A minute to go in this third quarter. Hapoel Holon, everything's going right for them at the moment. Darüşşafaka leading, Cluj by 6 now in Turkey. Foul committed by Udom, and that's his second. Drawn by Joe Raglan, and Brindisi just can't stop fouling. And that is costing them. 13 out of 17 from the free throw line. Hapoel are up to this point. 2 out of 4 are Brindisi. 2 out of 4. Meanwhile, that's now 14 out of 18 for their opponents. Here goes Raglan again, and he's got the second. He's up to 14 points, and it's Route 66 for Hapoel. They lead by a dozen again. At least one positive thing for Brindisi, they're 50% on free throws at the moment. That's the only positive about that statistic. Here's Adrian going through, that'll count. Despite the intervention from Kaiser, that had reached the highest point, so it's scored. A good score too, he's up to 9 points now, Nathan Adrian. 10-point game again, decent scoring in this. 10-point lead for Hapoel Holon. Everything's going their way right now. They're on the way to winning the group. What is happening elsewhere is that's important is here right now. Hapoel are doing all that they can do. They're doing their job right. Binini has been fouled by Chappell. Jeremy Chappell's second foul. Oh, lovely. Binini adds to his tally. That's now 4 points, all from free throws. He's got them all so far. He had the extra one for the technical, remember? And he's got that as well. It is a 12-point advantage again in favour of Hapoel. Brindisi trying to get something quick. Get it down to solitary figures again. Hapoel, look at that, only 2 fouls so far in this quarter. .point game, 4 seconds remaining in this third quarter. And they've got time. That was very, very clever. Zanelli to Adrian to Zanelli to score. So it's a 10-point game here. It's a 10-point game in Turkey. Everything is going Hapoel Holon's way. 68-58 in their favour with 1 quarter remaining. Brindisi, as it stands, are on their way out of Europe. It's Hapoel Holon 68, Brindisi 58. Three-point game, very strong for both now, and the 2-point game as well. But look at those free throws, 21 awarded to Hapoel. So 10 minutes to go here, 10 minutes to go in Darüşşafaka, and they lead Cluj 78-69. And as it stands, Hapoel Holon would be top of the group. Cluj would fall into second place. Darüşşafaka third. DC would be out. Stormy night across Europe, by the way. Apologies if there's been occasional picture breakup. So we're underway for the final quarter, with Hapoel Holon leading by 10 points, by 68-58. Brindisi need to get themselves back in, and that's one way of helping. That's a very good score put away by Nick Perkins, and he's hit double figures. He's got 10 now. 68-60. Adam Smith for Hapoel. Decent night for him. He's made a lot happen. Just flew through the hands of Bourdion. He's gone for three. Of course, Hapoel need to win this to win the group. If Brindisi, it's only an 8-point game now because of that first score at the start of this final quarter. If Hapoel don't win, they don't win the group. It's as simple as that. They need to win this and need Darüşşafaka to make them a massive, massive favour. And that right now is happening. There's only 8 points here. It's 11 points there now, mind you, that Darüşşafaka are leading by. Nini goes for it, and it's in. Nice try to keep it out, though. 7 points for Guy Nini, and it's 70 plays 60. That never really looked convincing as a three-point attempt, in truth. First great, tremendous group stage at Hapoel Holon, and they got through both groups last season. Every game live, remember, from the Basketball Champions League, put away by Adam Smith very well. On to 5 points now for Hapoel Holon, and we go into the new year with every game live as we go into the play-ins and the playoffs and all the way to the title game. Put away well by Mattia Udom. 12 points for him now. Brindisi remain only 10 behind, but they've been only 10 behind for most of this, and that's been the problem. Opportunities for Ragland, stepping inside. Bourdion, little step inside the two-point line from Pinini, but he just missed out, unsuccessful. It's the last we'll see, definitely, of Brindisi on the heel of Italy for this season in Europe. There's not much doubt about that. There would need to be a turnaround in both matches, and a major turnaround in both matches, in order for Brindisi to carry on. Bourdion wasn't expecting that. It's a gorgeous score by Udom. Hope is still there for Brindisi to get a win in the last game. They've only won one of their 4 matches. That was at home to Darüşşafaka a couple of weeks ago, and Nick Perkins scored 16 in that. That was fantastic from him there. He's got 13 now, and that's his first three-pointer tonight. It's a 7-point game. And there have been times when Brindisi have been very, very poor, but they've managed to trim the margin down. They're not that far off in this final quarter. Extra little bit of fade needed from Nick Perkins there, maybe. Decent try, but 7 between them. Still not a given that Hapoel would win this, but that's a lovely flick in by Ragland, and he's got 16 tonight. 74 plays 65. They won the most recent encounter against Darüşşafaka, scoring only 64, 64-57 last week. That was here. At the moment, it is their second lowest tally of the season in Europe. But they lead by 9 with 6 minutes to go. Terrific. It's Zach in, Kaiser out, when play will resume after this Brindisi timeout. 6:07 remaining. 74-65, the Hapoel lead.
Instead of listen to me, listen to the pepper they throw. Don't leave, because they dig a lot. So fake to leave and run back. Oh, and also, dribble out, go for a handle. So can't take advantage from the handle situation.
Hey, let's go, lock in, y'all.
So keep the move. One more, I'm down, okay? One more, three down here. One down.
Fabulous score from Joe Raglan. 16 points his tally so far. 16 for Chris Johnson, 17 for Rapamenko. That's good, that's more than solid. Not missing much. If it stays like this for Hapoel, they don't need to worry about playing in Europe again until the end of January. If it doesn't go right, if they stay in second place, then they end up in a position where they'll have to play certainly the first 2 weeks, maybe the first 3 weeks of January in this competition. And that's it. Attempt for three, missed by Visconti, recovered by Hapoel. There's a second scenario that can happen here because Darüşşafaka now leading Cluj by 17, 86-69. Hapoel need to keep this run going, frankly. There's a good reason why, because if they somehow lose this, then Darüşşafaka could overtake them and send them down into third in the group. And Brindisi are not done yet. Gorgeous score. Brilliant push-up. Nice finish by Josh Perkins. His first score tonight. First time we've seen him since the second quarter. And remember, he is on 4 personal fouls and 1 technical. Attempt for three wouldn't be put away, but the rebound has been, and very, very effectively so, to make it a 9-point game again. 76-67 by Steve Zack. It's been gripping. Here goes Joe Raglan again, the Liberia international. Trying to get it back in towards double figures again, and Raglan can do that with a brilliant three-pointer. Joe Raglan, 19 tonight. Exquisite score, and that's his third three-pointer. 12-point margin again. And the way it's going, Hapoel are on their way to the last 16 straight away. Playoff spot almost secured, not guaranteed yet. But they are doing what they need to do, and they can't worry about what's happening elsewhere. Now, it's a very awkward situation. Let's watch here. And yeah, he just struggled there, Chris Johnson, and he collapsed. He walked off the court and he's gone down, Chris Johnson, and that's a worry. Play continued for a few seconds. And play for the time being has stopped with 4 minutes to go. He seems to be up and okay. He's put a lot into it tonight, 16 points. Can't speculate about what he was feeling, but he wanted to go off quickly and then collapsed. Well, it would be a good thing if we see him tonight, but no undue risk sought to be taken, and Hapoel know that. Chris Johnson is back up and okay. That was a horrible scare. And when you do see things like that happening, you hope for the best. It's Josh Perkins for Brindisi, and it's a lovely pass for Chapel. That's stuck. And right now, after that, both teams just need to concentrate in the game, frankly, for the next 3.5 minutes. At least Chris Johnson is up and okay. Obviously, the game wouldn't have resumed if he wasn't. Nick Perkins has drawn the foul. It's against Steve Zack, and that is Zack's third. It's in. Perkins gets his first. That's 14 points for him now. Well, in the other game, it is astounding. 18 points, Darüşşafaka now lead Cluj by 88-70. It's incredible. Brindisi score again, and that's 2 when it could have been 1, and it's been put home by Jeremy Chapel. It's a 9-point game now. Hapoel still trying to get as much as they can out of Smith. Missed the three-pointer. There has to be a 41-point turnaround, by the way, for Darüşşafaka to leap above Hapoel. And that would only be into second place, and Hapoel would have to lose this. And Darüşşafaka would have to win by a lot more than what they are at the moment. It's a terrific margin they're leading Cluj by right now, and there's 7:43 to go in that. What a game. What a couple of games happening right now to wrap up Group G. This is what group stage action is all about in the Basketball Champions League, and that's an awesome three! It's Udom again. He's up to 15 points, and it is down to a 6-point game. That's their 9th three-pointer tonight, 10 for Hapoel. And Hapoel, after a brilliant first quarter when Brindisi were very poor, haven't been able to put this contest to bed yet. And what a steal by Chapel. He robbed Zack. The quick turnover. That was incredible. And that's 4 fouls now against Hapoel, so they are in foul trouble. And Zack is in foul trouble because that's his 4th. And all of a sudden, Brindisi can see a little glimmer of hope. Remember, if Hapoel don't win this game, they don't win the group, they would stay in second, and the top 2 would have both lost on the final night. Brindisi have outscored Hapoel by 4 in this quarter. They need 6 more. Some of that might come from Chapel. Oh, Udom so clever! Missed it, just too strong. 2:16 to go, it's a 6-point game. It is Darüşşafaka 88, Cluj 75 in Turkey right now. What a fantastic atmosphere. Raglan, can they keep it going for the final 2 minutes? They've led by so much for so long. They got the first 2-pointer right at the start of the contest. Brindisi have never been level. Brindisi have never been ahead. At least Chris Johnson is back on the bench. Whether he's in a position to play again is a different matter. But he'll have been medically assessed, of course. Here goes Perkins, and Perkins scores, and he's up to 16 points, and it's a 4-point game now. (79-75), and remember, there'd been a 27-point victory for Hapoel in Brindisi at the start of the European season, and that, by the way, was a foul as well. The 2 points with an extra one to potentially come.
Why stop? Why stop the execution? If you play motion from arms of fist, at the second ball screen you go to the basket, and from the side, extra pass like before. Okay, then we have floppy held and a spin. It's okay. Why don't stop to play the ball? Don't slow down. If you want the ball screen before the motion. This is the reset. Okay, come on.
4 points between them now, less than 2 minutes to go. That was an ace three-pointer. Mattia Udom. And that was a vital two from Jeremy Chappell. He's got 13, Udom 15, Nick Perkins 16. They're spreading the points around well. Well, they couldn't, could they? It would be a big, big help for Cluj, considering the position they're in right now and how much they have felt for the past 20 minutes or so. Here's the extra point coming. It didn't fall for Redivo. A technical foul by Ragland. So that's what the extra one was about, and there's been the foul. I think there should be another shot coming here. It's not come though. Four-point game, 1:42 to go. Don't need butterfingers now from Guy Panini. It's with Bourillon. Nice one forward. Hapoel have got a 4-point lead to defend. Who'd have thought this would have been the situation when there was 16 up in the first quarter and Brindisi were really struggling. They only scored 11 points in the first 9 minutes. They found their mojo, they found their rhythm, and Panini's found the targets. He's hit double figures, and number 10 has hit 10 points, and he's hit the target brilliantly with a 3. They needed that so much, the same way Brindisi needed to respond accurately, and they have done, with 2 from Perkins, and that was Josh Perkins. He's got all the fouls and the sword of Damocles hanging over him right now, and a chance for it to be robbed. It's a Hapoel ball with 67 seconds to go, and a 5-point game. Absolutely extraordinary. What a shot. What a brilliant shot. And I can tell you, in Turkey, Darüşşafaka and Cluj, it is now a 16-point game. Darüşşafaka lead 92-76, but there's 6.5 minutes to go. Both have gone through their fouls already in the final quarter. That is going to be really stop-start. And Hapoel are not going to know whether they've won the group or not if they win this, until maybe in reality 10 or 15 minutes time. 93-76 for Darüşşafaka in Turkey right now. Foul against Josh Perkins, and he's gone. His 5th foul, and he is out. And he had a technical as well tonight, and his night is over. And it came here. It's a big fillip for Hapoel, for Brindisi. A further underwriting of them finishing bottom in the group. Even if they win this, they will probably finish bottom now. They still have a chance of winning it. It's still alive somehow, 44 to go. Perkins out, Zanielli is back in. Brindisi trailing by 5. The thought about it from Nick Perkins, and he's missed. And an important defensive rebound claimed by Hapoel, and they'll drive on as much as they can. Brindisi's 2nd foul of this final quarter committed by Redivo, and that's his 3rd. It's a 5-point lead with 27 seconds to go. Brindisi calling the timeout late.
If they are going to pick and roll, grab it. Okay, grab it and be aware from the weak side on the roll. Okay? And then run out, run on offense. Let's press.
Let's go, man.
Let's go. Come on, PDA.
What's the big?
That was an absolutely fantastic three by Guy Panini. The advantage is 5. That three-pointer, his first of the contest. Only his second field goal of the night after 5 successes on the free throw line, and those 2 field goals have come in this final quarter. He scored 5 points in this final quarter. Hapoel lead by 5 points in this final quarter, and with 27 seconds of it remaining. It's been a really good contest. Can Hapoel keep it rolling? Can Brindisi turn it around right at the death and win? Here goes Ragland, foul called. Brindisi have fouls to use up, and they have done so here. 22 seconds to go. Redivo picks up his 4th foul of the night. No, he's gone, totally. He's gone, Josh Perkins has gone. They've sacrificed themselves. He's literally taken 1 for the team, or in this case, taken 5. And he is off. And they had quite a few players who were in foul trouble, and quite a bit of it. Nobody in foul trouble for Hapoel. They've used up all their fouls here. Zanelli has used up another foul. That's his second, I make it. 5 points between them, 19 seconds to go. Gudjon now on 3 fouls. Zach is on 4 for Hapoel. Bit of foul trouble for him, certainly. And he is on court. 19 seconds remaining. Brindisi trying to break it up. It's come back towards Joe Ragland. It's keep ball at the moment. Smith and Rafa Menko sidestepping, and he was caught. And caught by Chappell. So Brindisi have used up all their fouls as well. 12 seconds remaining. Chappell's 3rd foul. From the free throw line, Rafamenko gets the first. He's on to 18 points now, and the gap is 6. And that might just be that. Menko does it again, and the gap is 7. Excellent control for Hapoel. Just enough control being exerted right at the end. They were well clear. It's a situation that maybe they could have avoided, but Brindisi have hauled themselves out of the trough they were in.
Alessandro around on the 3-point line here. Okay, then Disco around here like this, and Nate, Basti, Mattia, and out. We got 1, 2, 3, or Let's go, come on, come on.
Still 4 minutes remaining in Turkey. 98-84, and there's play held up due to an unsportsmanlike foul there. Olazani has gone. Against a decision against Darüşşafaka there, but they lead by 14 against Cluj. So Hapoel are doing what they need to here, and Darüşşafaka are doing them a massive favour as well. And as it stands, Hapoel are going to win the group. But are they going to win the group? Udom, that needed to be put away and it hasn't been. And I think that will be an away ball. Looked to be Hapoel hand that grabbed it last. Hapoel are going to have a long wait after this to see if they do finish above Cluj. There's still 3:53 and playing time left there. Chance for three, Adrian missed it! And that'll be that surely. It's gathered by Visconti, and Hapoel Holon have won it. And that's a three-pointer to wrap up the game. It wasn't enough in the end for Brindisi. A brilliant way for it to finish. I think it was Zanelli who got the three, but it doesn't matter because Hapoel Holon have got the victory. They've got the 2 points tonight. They've won by 4. And now they have a bit of a wait to see if Darüşşafaka can hang on in their contest. It ends here. Hapoel Holon 84, Brindisi 80. If you wish to slip away and watch the end of Darüşşafaka against Cluj, we don't blame you. 98-89 it is in that contest in Turkey right now, but it's been an astounding match. It was Zanelli who got that brilliant three-pointer at the end, and they both shot 33 pointers and scored 11. 84-80. Brilliant rebounding actually from both in the end, frankly, and one of the reasons why they managed to get themselves back into the game so well. It's been memorable. They did enough to hang on. 19 points for Menko, 19 for Ragland, 16 for Chris Johnson, 10 for Panini, the club captain. 4 players into double figures tonight. And now they'll be watching phones. It's a 4-point game. I don't believe this. It's a 4-point game suddenly in Turkey in the Darüşşafaka match, and we're all going to be watching the final few minutes of that. It's live on YouTube, and it's being put up on phones. Well, it's an incredible fight back. I'm trying to work out just how Cluj have managed to get a fight back like that so quickly. But it's such a pensive time for them. This is what this competition is all about. It's like football's Champions League. You're hanging on the other results to see if you win your group. Classic European sport built like this. I presume they've scored a few three-pointers in a row. Let's take a look at the great three-pointers here. So, do Hapoel Holon win the group? It depends what happens in Turkey. Darüşşafaka was 17 points up late on against Cluj. They now lead by 2, by 101 to 99. And they're still waiting to see if they can manage to get the result. There have been a few three-pointers scored late by Cluj in that. And you have the option of watching that now on the Basketball Champions League YouTube Live instead of listening to me. This is a real thriller. And the equaliser has come. It's 101 each for Cluj. That could go into overtime. They're not all going to be stood around for another half an hour, are they here? You would hope not. Now, I don't have live pictures of that in front of me. I do have a stream, as many of you would, but obviously there would be a natural delay on that by around 20 seconds or so. And there's a timeout in that game set by Darüşşafaka. It's 101 to 101 between Darüşşafaka and Cluj. A reminder, if Cluj win that, then Cluj win the group. If they don't, now Hapoel win the group. That gentleman can get his head out of the way. I could almost call the final few minutes of that for you, potentially. So tense. If they could try and put that up on the big screen here, that would be nice. So it's all square in that, 58 seconds to go. Love if we could do picture-in-picture for you, but 44 seconds remaining. There has not been an additional score. And now it's the matter of realization for Hapoel that Cluj are beginning to turn the screw, having been down by 17 points. Agony for Bourdion a few moments ago. Brandon Brown missed a two-point shot for Cluj. That's what the agony was about. They were set to maybe win it. 28 seconds to go in that. Defensive rebound was claimed by Nathan Booth for Darüşşafaka. Brandon Brown has drawn a foul with 8 seconds to go. Brandon Brown has drawn a foul. Now that's going to the free throw line. That's in favour of Cluj. Cluj have got a chance here from the free throw line. And a big chance. It's one of the oddest experiences of my life, describing a match that you can't see and I can't see, but they can. So Brandon Brown will be going to the free throw line for Cluj. It's 101-101 in Turkey. If Cluj win this, Cluj win the group, and Hapoel would have to go into the play-ins to get into the playoffs, the last 16. And they'd be back in European action for certainly the first 2 weeks, maybe the first 3 weeks of January. There's 7.5 seconds left on the clock in Turkey at Darüşşafaka, and Cluj have got Brandon Brown on the free throw line. And Brown has got the first. Or has he? I think there's going to be a retake. That first shot, which was good, I think he went too early. There were substitutions being called at the time. I don't know if that first shot is going to count. That's what all the concern is about. So now he goes for his proper first throw, and he's got that. Cluj lead by 1 point. The second throw coming. And he's made the second as well. He's made the second. And Cluj by 2 points in Turkey. Hapoel have done everything they could, but it wasn't enough. Cluj have done what they needed to do, having trailed by 17 points deep in that final quarter. Cluj have won away in Turkey unbelievably, and they win the group. Hapoel Holon have finished second. This is how it ends. Cluj have won. They've won the game, they've won the group. Hapoel Holon in second place. They're in the play-ins, and they're playing Besiktas. Darüşşafaka have to take on the champion San Pablo Burgos in the play-ins, because Ritos won Burgos's group, and Brindisi finish in fourth place. What a night it has been. What a night. And sadly for Hapoel, they have won the battle, but not won the war. They're off to Turkey themselves in the play-ins. They've beaten Brindisi 84-80. See you in January. Happy New Year. Happy holidays.